Have you ever visited a place that changed the way you see the world? Several years ago, my wife and I travelled through Eastern Europe. As a history teacher, I had spent decades teaching students about the Second World War, the Holocaust, and life behind the Iron Curtain. I'd taught the history and seen the photographs, but nothing prepared me for standing beside the shoes on the Danube Memorial in Budapest, walking through the House of Terror Museum, also in Budapest, or visiting Terezín Concentration Camp near Prague. Suddenly, the statistics had names, the photographs became families, history became deeply personal. As I reflected on everything I had seen, one question wouldn't leave me. How should a follower of Jesus respond to a hurting world? Like most people, I can't stop wars, solve global poverty, or rewrite history, but perhaps that's not where God asks us to begin. Today, we hear about conflict almost every day. Wars, political division, violence, hatred, broken relationships. It sometimes feels as though peace is slipping further away. Researchers tell us that global peacefulness has declined in recent years, while conflict and displacement continue to increase. The greatest challenge isn't simply what's happening between nations, it's what's happening within human hearts. The Bible speaks about peace in a remarkable way. The Hebrew word shalom means far more than the absence of war. It speaks of wholeness, justice, healthy relationships, communities where people flourish, which is why Jesus didn't simply say, "Blessed are the peaceful." He said, "Blessed are the peacemakers." There's a big difference. Peacemakers don't wait for someone else to change the world. They begin with themselves. They choose kindness over anger, understanding over judgment, forgiveness over bitterness, hope over despair. Looking back over nearly 50 years in education, I can see how some of the finest teachers, mentors, and leaders I've ever met were peacemakers. They created classrooms where students felt safe, schools where people belonged, communities where respect mattered. Peace isn't simply something governments negotiate. It's something ordinary people choose every single day. When I returned home from Eastern Europe, I spent many weeks praying about everything I had experienced. Eventually, those reflections became what I now call my global prayer for peace. It's a personal prayer and not a political statement, because I've come to believe that before I ask God to change the world, I need to allow Him to change me. One line in that prayer continues to challenge me every day. Let the change begin with me. Imagine what our communities would look like if each of us prayed those words sincerely. Imagine our homes, our schools, our workplaces, our churches, if every one of us decided to become a peacemaker. Perhaps lasting peace has always spread in exactly that way. One heart, one conversation, one act of kindness, one decision to forgive, one person choosing to reflect the character of Christ. If you would like to read the story behind this prayer, or download a free printable copy of my Global Prayer for Peace, I've included the links. And wherever you are today, my prayer for you is simple. May you become a peacemaker, because the world doesn't just need peace, it needs peacemakers.